All right, everybody. Day 23. I just got back from the gym, did a big leg day. I'm really tired. Like, it took it out of me today. But I wanted to clarify something. This is going to be a bit of a follow-up to my Be Attractive Not Hot video. Somebody commented yesterday on that video, and they had a great question. And to be honest, I've done nothing but think about it since they commented. Like, it's always been in the back of my mind. And they said, how can we be attractive if society and the media tells us what attractive is? And I like getting to the root of statements or questions or stories. I like thinking a little bit deeper on stuff. And unintentionally, I implied something to my story of the attractive versus hot, the girl at the gym. I implied, or a given in that story, was that other people will be trying to attract the same people I'm trying to attract. Let me go deeper into that, and in fact, I'll tell a story to illustrate what I'm trying to say. So we attract different people, whether we like it or not, by our actions, our demeanor, what we wear, where we come from, all different kinds of things. And one perfect example of this is if we go back to high school. So, and I'm not dogging anybody in high school in this story, because the people will be in a negative light, but allow me to elaborate. We were in high school, so it's not like, we all had stuff we were going through. But an example of you attract certain types of people is there were two individuals from separate groups that didn't know each other, separate areas of my life, who were extremely arrogant and kind of prideful. And one was more subtle than the other, but you kind of could tell they really thought they knew everything, which is ironic because, again, looking back, even in my own life, it's like, oh yeah, I felt like I knew a lot, and you're like, oh no, actually, wait, let me count that back. I was 15, and it's like, yeah, we didn't know anything. Anyway, but these two arrogant individuals attracted somewhat other arrogant people that would kind of challenge them in their own little world, but they attracted a lot of insecure people who were younger than them. And I think it was because those insecure people thought that their pride and their arrogance was confidence. They're sure of themselves. And they thought it was a genuine self-peace and confidence in who they were. But in reality, it might have been they legitimately thought they were all that in a bag of chips, or the prideful individuals were insecure as well. I was one of the insecure people who was a follower of one of these people. And by follower, I mean I look up to them, and they were like the head in our little pecking order group that we had. And I looked up to them, and I thought they were awesome. But then as I got older, I realized they're kind of full of it. Like, they have nothing to show for their arrogance and confidence. Like, they didn't accomplish anything to be in that position, and they kind of weren't very nice. And again, we were in high school, so I don't know where either of those people are now. Maybe they've changed. Let's hope so. But they attracted a certain type of person, and it was a very insecure group of individuals who thought that they were awesome because they were confident, but they weren't confident. They were just kind of arrogant and mean. Now, why do I bring that up? Because your demeanor and what you do attracts a certain type of person. When I told my story the other day, I want to attract genuine people. I want to attract people. Gym is too easy an example, because that's the example I gave. But for me, if I'm working out at the gym, I would like to attract the people who are serious gym goers. Or if some dude's jacked and he comes up to me and he says, hey dude, I've had this before. When I first started out, he said, hey, I noticed you're here every day, good job. I remember that to this day. It was like 5 years ago. I want to attract genuine people. So regardless of what society or media tells me, I have a certain thing that I am looking for or trying to attract. Now, for the audience, maybe you're trying to attract friends or a future spouse or somebody to date, or maybe you just want attention from anybody, period. Hey, buddy. Maybe you just want attention from people, period, and that's fine too. I mean, I would enjoy attention from everybody if it were positive attention. Now, some people who are shy, like my wife, wouldn't want any attention at all, period, from anybody. But I think that question of, well, how do we know what attractive is because society tells us? This sounds so cliche and kind of a non-answer, but I guess just don't let other people decide what's attractive for you. You decide what's attractive for you. Of course, there's limitations to that, but just for me, when I say that, I think I want to be a genuine person. I want to be a real, relatable human being, and hopefully others who are that way will come to me naturally. And that's my goal. Now, I am a Christian, so I also think that if we're looking at it from a spiritual standpoint, we need to look at what God says is attractive and look for that. But if you're not religious, then I think you kind of have to figure that out for you. Say, this is the type of person I want to attract to date, person I want to attract to be a friend. I'm looking for friends. Find something that you can relate to with other people that you want to be around. For me, as far as the specific question of how do we be attractive if society tells us what attractive is, or however they worded that, my answer would be, don't let other people tell you what attractive is. Don't let them set the goal for you. And like I said earlier, there's caveats to that. Like, don't be an arrogant jerk and think that that's attractive, because it isn't. In closing, that's kind of my perspective on that. Is, again, for me, when I told that story, I was thinking more of, I know the type of person I want to attract, or that I'm attracted to, and it's someone who's more on the genuine side of things. To put it in different words, if you were focused on what other people say is attractive for you, and if I did that for myself, I focused on just what everybody else said I should do or focus on, I've really kind of lost all sense of identity if I'm completely swayed by what other people say. Again, like I said, I'm a Christian, so I'm more, or I should be, more worried about what God says. It's not always the case, but I think if we are swayed too much by what other people think our standards should be, then we really have no sense of self-identity in anything. Segue into day 23 here. That's similar to what, without thinking about it, that's kind of similar to what I'm doing here. I wouldn't mind people who follow and watch this channel who maybe aren't driven or trying to be better. Maybe they just wanted something to watch. That's cool. Maybe they just wanted somebody to listen to. Because to be honest, I like channels like that, where it's something I can put on in the background and just watch and kind of casually listen to. I would do that at one of my old jobs. I had 3 monitors, and on one of my monitors I would have like a person camping and building a shelter going on. But the type of person that I want to attract with this, with the ice bath, and with the ice bath challenge I'm doing, is the kind of person who does want to make a change. And of course, everybody's welcome here. Hey buddy. Of course, everybody's welcome here, except Marble right in the shot. Aside from me doing this to prove to myself that I can accomplish something, I would like to have a group of people who follow, who want the same. Because that's the ideal target audience with all of this. So anyway, those are my thoughts. And again, it's all under grace. We all are at different stages in our life and going through different things. So maybe at one point you were the arrogant jerk, or maybe at one point you were the insecure follower. Maybe you still are. And maybe you want to change that. So, anyways, those are my closing thoughts with that. But we have an ice bath to do today. Final week. Let's go for it. No, down. See you tomorrow.